Hey, how you doing? It's Spence C. This is Building in Public number 9, and it's January the 7th. How you doing? I'm doing these videos because I want to stay consistent in 2025. I want to upload daily. I want to share my journey as I build out this channel, as I grow my business, and just sharing the things I've learned along the way as a musician and an entrepreneur. Working musician for over 10 years, musician for like 25 years, and sort of an entrepreneur, growing my music business and also experimenting with other little businesses, side hustles and things like that. So it's a very experimental channel, and I hope you join me on the journey. And in the spirit of consistency, we're also staying hydrated. So drinking, this is 830 mils of water. So if you want to join me, pause the video, go and get your water, come back, and let's drink together. Here we go. Cheers. Room temperature is best. Yeah, full transparency, I do sometimes. I just did this video once and I messed it up, and so I've had to drink 2 lots of water. So I'm actually full with water now. Anyway, so today's video is about agents. Now, last year, for the last 5 years up until last year, I was doing a lot of gigs, and mainly 90% of the gigs I was getting was through agents. And that's great. And when it's going well, it's brilliant. They just call you up and say, can you do this gig there? Yeah, no problem. Book me in, I'm there. No hassle, excellent stuff. And when it's working well, it works well. However, when it stops working well, like for me last year, inexplicably, the one agent I was doing a lot of gigs for and done a lot of favors for in the past, done a lot of gigs that no one else would do, like around Christmas. They'd call me up and say, hey, we got this thing last minute, literally, I need to know now, can you do it? It's tomorrow. Somebody's sick, can you stand in? All these kind of things, time and again, I would help them out, and they would say, oh yeah, you're great, I owe you one. I was getting great feedback. They would say, you're doing great, you're smashing it, people love you, they're booking you in this thing and that. So it's going well, you're riding high, ego's getting stroked. And then all of a sudden, it sort of went off a cliff. And I was like, what's going on? And they said, well, you're free now to sort of find gigs yourself. And I was like, well, why? I thought I was doing well. Well, yeah, but they don't want to book you anymore. Well, why not? Well, yeah, it's just what they said. Well, what? Why? Is it something I'm doing? What? I don't get it. All of one minute they can't get enough of me. The next minute they don't want me. So I don't know what it. I still don't know why to this day. But that was one agent that I got a lot of gigs for, and they just dropped me. So it hurts. Not going to lie, but that's life, and that's the music business. That's show business. It just goes like that. 1 minute you're flavour of the month, the next minute you're not. So you just have to deal with it. But what it made me think about was, I don't want to be in this position again. So how do I not be in this position again? So what I did was come up with a way of booking gigs for myself, becoming my own agent. And also I have done agent work as well. I have booked gigs for, I've been the agent as well. So I've been on both sides, and I know how it goes. And I've had to make those difficult calls to people who may have been getting gigs there before, but then I've got new people in because the managers, the owners have said they don't want this guy anymore. They want someone else. And it's brutal, so I've been on both sides. So I get it. I totally get it. Sometimes it is personal. Other times they just want something different. So I thought, well, how do I not rely so much on agents? And it's all about creating your own system. And the best way to do that is to put yourself where there is the most traffic. And where do you think that is? Well, it's probably Google, isn't it? That's probably at the moment is still one of the biggest search engines. I know a lot of people book from Facebook, because I've been booked from Facebook myself and from Instagram. And I know that because if I get calls, then obviously I ask, well, how did you find me? And if you're not doing that, then you're leaving money on the table and you're leaving yourself very exposed. So if anybody gets in touch with you, you always ask them, how did you find me? Where did you find me? And you might be surprised where. So although I've got gigs from Facebook and from Instagram and all kinds of places, getting from Google is more of consistent because that's where people search. Let's say you're based in London, for argument's sake, and you are a musician in London, a wedding singer in London. Let's just use that as an example. So if you use those keywords and you rank for those keywords, then when somebody goes musicians in London, types it in Google, your name will come up at the top of the list. And that's ideally where you want to be. Now, I've used that as a generic example. In actual fact, it's a bad example because what you want to be is something a bit more long tail and a bit more sort of less saturated. So London's quite saturated. So let's say you were in Wood Green, which is like a borough of London, or Alexander Palace, for example, home of the darts. And so you might say, folk wedding singer in Wood Green, or 50s soul singer in Alexander Palace. Now that's more specific, and you're more likely to rank for those terms, those keywords, than just musician in London, which is what a lot of people do. They just put musician in London or wherever they are, keep it very generic, and they wonder why they're not getting gigs. So that's one tip I'm going to give you here, is to be as specific as you can and be quite niche, because once you rank for that keyword, then people will search for that. And granted, they're not going to get as many searches as musician in London, but you don't want all those. You don't want to be a part of that generic search. You want to be a very specific search, and you want to dominate that search. So that goes for Google business profiles, which is what I'm talking about, setting up your Google business profile so you rank on Google Maps. But also, if you have a website, you need to have those keywords in it and rank for those keywords. And when I say rank, I mean come up in the top 3 of Google. Because let's face it, if you're on the bottom half of the page, or if you're on page 2, then you may as well not bother, because it's very rare that people go that far, right? So this is, as I said, I'm simplifying the process here. There's a lot more to it than this. But what I'm saying is essentially get yourself very visible on Google and have a Google business profile optimized 100%. So that when somebody lands on that Google business profile, they see loads of great reviews. They see loads of current offers that you're doing. So they look at it straight away, and they can see your phone number, your address, where you are. They can hop in the car and drive over to you if they wanted to. They see loads of relevant pictures. They see loads of videos. They see loads of great 4 and 5-star reviews, and they see offers as well. So you're offering, maybe 20% off new booking. If it's around Christmas time, you say Christmas bookings. If it's Valentine's Day, you do Valentine's bookings. If it's Easter, you do Easter bookings. If it's Mother's Day, you get the picture. So you've got all these kind of relevant offers popping up. So when somebody goes on it, it's very current. They see that it's very active, and all your details are very clearly labeled there, so they can just go, like this guy, give him a ring, let's book him or her. Now, as I said, simple, but not always easy. In fact, getting a Google business profile in itself can be difficult, because they can be quite strict, Google, and they might not get your they might not even give you a profile for reasons best known to them. But there's ways around that as well. There's ways to get your account so bulletproof and so Google friendly that not only will they definitely give you a Google business profile, but when you get your profile, you'll be able to have full use it to its full extent, and even you can change other people's Google's profiles. Let's say, for example, you have some competition in that area and they have a website on there, but now they no longer exist on there, or they've changed location, but the location is still there. You can then change that to what it should be, and lots of other things like this. And this is very legit. It's not, you're not trying to mess with someone's business. You're just trying to correct something. So, the information is correct on the site, and you're not competing with businesses that don't even exist anymore. So anyway, I've gone on enough about this. I think you get the picture. If you want to know more about this, comment GBP, Google Business Profile, down below. I'll send you some more details. Let's have a conversation. I want to get you ranking and banking in 2025 on Google. And so you don't have to rely 100% on agents. See you tomorrow.